Alrighty, here we are in the middle of Denver on Colfax and 14th. And I'm proud to say that a lot of the big vehicles are all bragging about being natural gas powered. Ain't that great? But yeah, that's not good enough for Denver. So, anyway, I thought I'd just run the camera a little bit. This is a back road, I guess. It's Colfax, so it's sort of a back road. But anyway, I used to hang out here. I used to drive by here. I used to go through here a lot. But, well, I was talking to a gentleman just a little bit ago. He said he was over here. Actually, it was on like Logan, so he was back a ways behind us. At 5:30 in the morning, he said there were people wandering around, and there was a guy pissing in the street, or pissing off the street. I mean, he could see him. Thinking, wow, that's crappy. But apparently, there are a whole bunch of homeless people here in Denver now, even though it's cold as hell. I've seen a few of them. And I do not understand leftists and the way that they run stuff. To be quite honest, they fuck people. They fuck poor people really badly. They fuck minorities really, really badly. They fuck everyone that isn't part of their little cabal, if I can use that term. Well, I'm going to. And they claim that everyone is racist, that everyone is white supremacist, that everyone is phobic, that everyone is something, so that they can get away with doing evil to them. I mean, it's shocking to me that people buy the leftist bullshit. It is so, it's like if 5-year-olds got together, clever 5-year-olds got together, right? And formed a government. That's probably what they would come up with, was communism, the left. And it would probably be a pretty violent, tragic, and despicable society that our 5-year-olds would have. And that's basically what I see when I see leftists. I see 5-year-old, spoiled, stingy, bitter, mean people. That's what I see. Well, this is pretty cool. So officially this is a back road, but there's Coors Field. Oh no, it's Empower Field now. Oh boy. Well, empowered. I feel empowered. But you know, if I feel somewhere else, I feel something else. So, wow. This place has really, really gone downhill. I have always wanted to be able to survive, live in a small town, and I've always wanted to be able to live within like a regular person, not waste a bunch, not have a crap load of stuff. I don't need millions of dollars. I don't need huge amounts of things. I don't need to be a billionaire. I don't need to control other people's lives. I've always wanted to just be able to make my life in a small town and just live modestly. I think that to me that's just an extremely attractive thing to do. So, So that's what I've always tried to do. And one of the reasons that I like that philosophy, and I had it when I was a kid, is because I didn't like this kind of stuff. This is fun, like this is a fun thing to do, but I would not want to do this every day. I would not be interested in doing it every day. We're getting ready to build something pretty massive there. That's a huge foundation. Probably a flyover or something. Kind of a rumpy road. So it's really cool to come see this stuff, but even better, in my opinion, that I'm able to get up in the mountains and go to a small town where we have our problems in Craig. Every place has problems, but it's such a better quality of life. And not only that, I don't have to spend a gigantic amount of money to have a good quality of life. But if I lived in Denver, everything is really expensive here. And why? Look at this. Look at this shit laying around on the street. You see that? That was actually really good timing for junk to be on the street so that I could make that point. So anyway. But it's fun. When I was a kid, we used to cruise Colfax Boulevard because there were hookers and, all the nightlife was going on out here, drugs and whatever. And it was fun to look at it. Now it's kind of like a way of life. So it's not nearly as fun as it used to be. I'm glad it's not worse than I imagined it, but it isn't very good. But even without the crime, even without all the crack or whatever, just the amount of people getting around is annoying. Having to maneuver around all these people, several different lanes to try to find your way, it's really ridiculous. Now, it's funny, when I left, I was down on South Colorado, and I was actually at basically the intersection of Colorado and I-25, Mexico. Anyway, down in that kind of a fancy area, actually. There was a Mercedes and a BMW dealer right where I stayed last night. So, pretty fancy. And I programmed on Google Maps that I wanted to head back to Craig, and I haven't taken one turn yet. So far, it keeps turning me. It's trying to get me onto an interstate as fast as it can. That's what it's doing. I can tell that. And I'm just cruising down the street. I remember as a little kid these streets. We would go down Colfax or we would go down 6th Avenue, with parents, just doing regular stuff. It was a cute girl in a Q5. Does that make me a white supremacist? Because I said a cute girl in a Q5? It might. Oh, wait. Trick question. I'm a white guy, so obviously, right? Obviously, I'm a white supremacist. See? Tricky question. Well, really not that tricky. It just depends. If you're on the left, everything is a white supremacist to you if they don't agree with you. And actually, most people don't agree with the left, which is why the left lies, and that's why the left steals power. Yuck. Anyway, I'm probably more at home. There was another Q5, but it's the guy in it now. And I have no opinion on whether he's cute or not, because I don't really think in those terms. If you notice the clouds up there, yeah, I know I lost my train of thought. Notice the clouds that are up above the mountains. They're all fluffy and like cotton looking. That's because they're full of wind. And it's also, apparently there's a big storm going on up there. Guess where we're going? Well, guess where I'm going. If I film it, I guess you're coming along. The difference is that if you fall asleep, you'll just maybe drool on your shirt. If I fall asleep, I'll crash. And so that's not very fair. A nasty bump. Oh, we're back to Wadsworth. We're getting close. Well, up here in a few miles, I think Colfax dissolves into, I think it's I-70. But I'm thinking about heading over to Golden, and we're heading through Golden, at least for a little bit. I have some family around here, and I got in too late last night to call anybody, so I don't know if I even want to go bug them. Nowadays it's probably considered rude to just show up on somebody's doorstep, say, hey, what's going on? Have you got coffee going? Or just something like that. I don't know. I would assume it probably is. It seems like the protocol now is that you text somebody if you want to call them or you want them to call you. Like you say, hey, man, you got a minute? In your text. And so if that's the protocol, then, and not only that, but even with my family, usually before they'll come over or before I come over, a text seems to be in order. Maybe it's just a politeness thing. But I find it kind of weird from time to time. Because we didn't grow up that way. I'm of the age we grew up. There were no cell phones, So you answered the phone, you didn't know who was on the other end of the line. And people just expected you to show up. Oh yeah, look at this wind. So it's going to be a kind of an annoying drive back, I think. Well, the weather's going to be a pain. but I'm not in a hurry. So I'm going to just take my time. New spot. When I was a kid, we lived out in this area here in Denver. Out this way, probably a little further. We lived in a couple different places. And also, when I was a kid, there was not much out here. I mean, this was, I don't know if this particular spot was rural, but I know that the areas that we lived were, there were farms and things. But nasty wind. Screw you. Not. No. No. Like the turn signals that guy used on his. Maybe they don't make turn signals on their trucks now. I don't know. I guess I must be the other driver monitor today. That mountain ahead of us and a tiny bit to the left, the radio tower's on it. I don't know whether you can catch that or not. But that's Lookout Mountain. And when I was a little kid, that was always a really cool mountain to see. I'm not sure why, but it was. Sims, yeah, we're getting into the areas I remember. Neat. Action hobbies. Oh, that's not a lane. It's kind of a lane. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna get a hold of my family in town because, like I said, I haven't really done the social thing that I should have done. I am more of a pop-in kind of a person, and they probably understand that. But it seems like that is becoming, yeah, people think you're rude if you do that. And I do like my family here in Golden, in Denver. And I don't want them to think that I'm rude. But they all probably already know me, so I probably can't fool them You probably already know. Yeah, we lived right around here. I think we're getting to Indiana Street in that area. Oh, man, this wind is getting. Now the wind up here is pretty serious stuff. When you drive up here, like you're going to Boulder, you're going to turn north, the wind that's coming off the mountains will knock you over, will blow you over. Pretty common thing. So, yeah, when I was a kid, we'd hang out around here, we'd ride bikes or whatever. And I was visiting at that point we had moved, and so I'd come and visit, and it was always fun. It was always great fun to come hang out here in Golden as a kid. It was a really fun place. I don't think that it would be anymore. I'm not sold on the. What's going on here? Yeah. Go. Thank you. I really don't want to go east on the interstate, or for that matter, west. So I believe that Colfax ends here pretty shortly, and this might be a good place to shut this little video down. Yeah, we lived here. We were. All right, we'll get back to you. I'm back. Actually, I went and visited my family here, and I'm glad I saw them. I do need to get back, so I've got to go take care of my little cats. I didn't have anybody watch them. They probably don't even know I was gone. They might. I guess I should have my signal on. Let people know what's going on. Why? Geez, you have the windows are really getting with it. I think the last time I was on this road, it was actually a little road. It wasn't part of a highway. Because I vaguely remember this, but as like a little 2-lane road or something. Well, I've got to get going here if I want to get up this thing. So I-70 going west out of Denver. Yeah, I'm not in a huge rush. So everybody's racing to get out of here. Maybe they're trying to get up into the mountains because there's a lot of traffic here. I don't even care now. And I'm not really the fast guy, so I don't really want to get in the fast lane and get stuck in there. On the other hand, this is yet another reason why I like being up in a rural area. And, you know, for that guy in Utah who commented about the city driving, believe me, I am a lot happier busting through drifts out in the middle of nowhere than I am doing this stuff. Not only that, but a little bit of this would wear this car out immediately. So, bad going. This wind is blowing some people around. And to think, I mean, I used to love coming to Denver. I used to love the traffic. It was just like a festive occasion, you know, a festive occasion. It felt that way, like it was just a big, fun, awesome thing to do. And that was my attitude, right? It wasn't really that it was a festive a festive occasion. It was just that I had a different attitude about it than I do now. So, anyway. I know I'm thinking I can get out of this, but I don't know that I actually can. But I'm getting out of some of it anyway. Just kind of a snarl right in here. That and the wind's going. Maybe I don't want to do that. Maybe I want to stay here. We'll see. Should lose a little bit of this traffic up here at the Emory parking lot. Just a little bit. Yeah. This wind is getting it, my friends. That was a good one. No one-handed steering here. And this car gets blown around pretty big. It's a big sail. It's not a... And that's not too bad. I spent several hours on one of these downhill grades. I think it's coming up. I was in a truck that had broken down. I was with a friend of mine at the time. I was staying with the truck while he went back into Denver to get tools. I think he hitchhiked, or I don't remember what the deal was. But I sat here for probably, oh, it was several hours anyway, waiting for him. Yeah, I think it was on Floyd Hill. I think it was right up here. Maybe right around, I don't really remember. I guess, how would I, right? So, yeah. West California. There you go. It's slowly getting a little bit less crowded, but we also have one less lane too. I think this was a hill that I was stuck on, stranded on, and facing west just in the shoulder for like, it seemed like it was several hours, because it was actually several hours. It was a long time. Yeah. What are you doing, California? Don't follow. Not pre-handy. Whoa. Wasn't very good. Just pop around that guy. He wanted to get in the lane he needed to be in. I didn't want to disturb it. Well, look at that. A red Colorado plate, and they're not speeding. Usually cars with red plates are speeding. But apparently not today. Just go on. I don't get this express lane. And there still is a water wheel over here on the left side of the highway. As kids, that was really cool. want to be here? No, I don't. Be back here. Huh? That's right, there's an express lane here. Yeah, this would kill this car. I mean, I push this car hard enough as it is, doing the little route that I do up in northern Colorado. I mean, this road would destroy this car really fast. And you know, I'm not really even paying attention to the speed here. I'm just going with whatever. But I am paying attention to the steering because the wind is whipping things around pretty good here. You might notice this is a really, really rough, rocky country. What's going on here? we keep sort of playing pole position this other lane. Like, I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not gaining or losing. I really don't care, actually. So if I wanted to right now, I could go up through Granby and catch Berthoud. It's tempting. I might just do that. The weather looks too crappy for me to do on top of the tunnel. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and go through Granby. Do Berthoud, get over the snow, because probably typically Granby is pretty good, pretty decent. So boy, that's a rip-off. That express lane that cost like $12 or $16 or whatever ended right there. So yeah, unimpressed.